What if I told you that you can sleep 8 hours every single night, train hard, hit your protein, take your creatine, and still sabotage your testosterone and growth hormone without even realizing it? I used to think sleep was simple. If I was in bed for 8 hours, I was good. That's what everyone says, right? But waking up tired, flat, slightly unmotivated, that's not normal. That's not just life. That's a signal. Because sleep isn't about time. It's about depth. And if your brain isn't entering real slow-wave sleep, deep delta sleep, you're not getting the hormonal environment your body needs to grow, recover, and feel powerful. In this video, I'm going to show you the deep sleep protocol that actually supports testosterone, growth hormone, energy, and muscle growth. Not theory, not fluff, real mechanisms you can control. Here's what most guys don't understand. Testosterone and growth hormone are not randomly released while you're unconscious. They follow sleep architecture, a very specific neurological sequence your brain has to move through in order for true recovery to happen. During the first half of the night, when your brain drops into slow-wave sleep, the deep delta stage, large pulses of growth hormone are released, driving tissue repair, muscle recovery, and cellular regeneration. Testosterone production also rises in response to central nervous system recovery signals that originate in this deeper phase. If that slow-wave window is shortened, fragmented, or shallow, your endocrine system never fully shifts into anabolic mode. You can be technically asleep and still be hormonally under-recovered. That's why two men can both sleep 8 hours and wake up completely different. One feels restored, strong, focused, and driven. The other feels foggy, flat, slightly irritable, and underpowered in the gym. The difference isn't genetics. It isn't discipline. It isn't motivation. It's sleep depth, and most men never measure or optimize it. So, let's fix this step by step, like men who actually want control over their biology. First layer, environment. Your brain is an electrochemical organ that responds instantly to light and temperature signals. Artificial light at night, especially bright overhead LEDs and screens inches from your face, suppress melatonin and delay proper deep sleep onset. You might fall asleep from exhaustion, but you don't descend into slow wave efficiently. And without that descent, recovery is compromised. On top of that, your core body temperature must drop for deep sleep to occur. This is not a comfort preference, it's a neurological requirement. A slightly cooler room, breathable bedding, and reduced ambient heat all help trigger that temperature decline. And here's what most guys overlook completely: morning sunlight exposure. Getting real outdoor light into your eyes within the first hour of waking anchors your circadian rhythm, increases adenosine buildup throughout the day, and makes deep sleep more probable at night. This isn't aesthetic biohacking for Instagram. It's circadian leverage that directly impacts hormonal output. Now we move to the second layer, stress and training load. Your hypothalamus doesn't separate stress from the gym, stress from work, or stress from your phone addiction. It integrates everything into one survival calculation. Intelligent, heavy compound training can increase sleep pressure and enhance testosterone signaling when recovery matches stimulus. But excessive volume, late-night high-intensity cardio, chronic caloric restriction, and constant mental stimulation elevate cortisol. And elevated cortisol doesn't just make you feel wired. It fragments sleep architecture and reduces time spent in slow-wave stages. I've seen disciplined lifters train like machines, eat clean, do everything right, and still wake up at 3 a.m. with their heart rate slightly elevated and their mind racing. That's not toughness. That's nervous system overload, strategic intensity, proper deloads, adequate calories, especially well-timed carbohydrates in the evening to support serotonin conversion, send a different message to the brain. They communicate safety. And when the brain perceives safety instead of threat, it allows deeper sleep cycles, stronger hormonal pulses, and real recovery instead of surface-level rest. Now here's the part most people never talk about. Even if your room is dark, cool, and your training is dialed in, you still cannot consciously force your brain into delta wave activity. Slow wave sleep depends on synchronized neuronal firing. If your brain is overstimulated from constant dopamine hits, stress, late scrolling, or mental noise, it may resist dropping into that deep state efficiently. You can't will yourself into delta waves, but you can guide the brain toward them. The auditory system has direct influence over brainwave synchronization through neural entrainment. Specific low-frequency sound patterns can encourage the brain to shift toward the slow frequencies associated with deep sleep. This isn't hypnosis. It isn't sedation. It's guiding your brain toward the state it's supposed to enter naturally. And let me be clear about something important. Sedation is not the same as recovery. Knocking yourself out with supplements or random sleep aids doesn't guarantee proper sleep cycles. You can be unconscious and still hormonally under-recovered. Real recovery means entering and sustaining slow-wave sleep effectively. That's where growth hormone pulses. That's where tissue repair accelerates. That's where the nervous system resets. If you've been stacking pills but still waking up flat, the problem might not be falling asleep. It might be not going deep enough. After dialing in environment and stress, I personally added one more layer: structured brainwave audio designed to encourage delta activity. Not as a replacement for discipline, not as a shortcut, but as an amplifier. What I noticed wasn't dramatic in a gimmicky way. It was subtle, but consistent. I fell asleep faster, I stayed asleep, and I woke up feeling heavier in a good way, like my nervous system had actually powered down. If deep sleep is the gateway to growth hormone pulses and stronger testosterone signaling, then improving entry into that state becomes a performance tool. If you want to test the exact deep sleep audio protocol I use, I've linked it below. Use it on top of proper sleep hygiene, not instead of it. At the end of the day, you don't need more motivation. You need deeper recovery. If you're training hard but not seeing the energy, drive, or gains you expect, your nights might be the bottleneck. Sleep isn't passive, it's an anabolic event. Fix the depth, and you change the hormonal environment you wake up with. And I want to know, are you actually waking up restored, or just functional? Let me know in the comments. And if you want to understand how circadian timing directly impacts testosterone production throughout the day, watch the next video. Because once you control your sleep depth, you stop guessing about your hormones, and you start engineering them.